is a cow. Nico is available as well.
I mean, this just means this lane that maybe Duckdom was thinking was going to be okay is now kind of a rough one. Actually, here for Duro and Ruler, as they want to take Perfect out of the game.
They have taken infinity% more objectives than Gen.G so far this game. Never mind, Duro's going to come in, find the double Pop Blossom. Duckdom is able to get some shots off, but that is still first blood onto the enemy jungle. Immediately answered there as BDD does get a kill, but down goes Way at the same time, and Gen.G are going to alleviate that whole issue when it comes to the feats of strength things, as not quite the skill there. Like his only item was Steel Cap.
So this whole fight to me is about the fact that
Perfect is dead.
Okay, well that issue with the Gwen getting ahead, we kind of check that box here for the Gen.G composition.
Yeah.
And like white it out maybe out of the KT win cons and pretend it's not real. Maybe there's another win con they can find for this gen. I can see the headline now. Like, have there been just one too many Chemtech souls in the LCK?
What? Trying to shoot Ruler with both bullets.
He's like, turret's still perforated, man. I'm just gonna get one more tick.
Yeah. He's walking after him. It's a little bit scary. Okay. Sometimes you throw a captive audience at them, as there's the flash as BDD comes in. He flashes on over, Ruler just gets out of the way though. And so now BDD, it's all a bit dark. That Deadly Flourish was so sick, but the Mega Cone is just going to keep Ruler alive. And I guess he just never really was in any trouble. It's once again Perfect is dead. He is going to dash a bunch, but the scissors is still there.
By the way, Chovy is landing into a rel. Like, Chovy had Weaver's Wall and could have impacted the play up there. Flashes, misses the root. As it's a dodge from Ruler at the same time, you know, tomato, tomato, whatever. But he does seemed like it was a freebie, and Gen.G were like, I'm not sure. Maybe we could actually get that too. Because here's that Weaver's Wall.
Yep, it is going to come through just to try and take down this turret. And that should be working out here as Duckdom does walk up. Cuz is moving in as well. Deadly Flourish doesn't find the mark. That's a fantastic Tangle Barbs. That will be able to lock down this turret. Duro is getting my POM so far, if it isn't just, you know, Keen for being massive.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a Duro angle so far.
Looking pretty good.
For Keen and a 40 CS lead. 0 versus 0-2, you're like, oh man, it's Keen, but no, it's not.
Oh no, the bullying of Perfect has continued. This is just emotional warfare here. I mean, as Perfect is just not allowed to play the game.
T1 employed this strategy at the road to MSI, which was kill Perfect and you win the game. But in this game, I feel like more than a series, more than Perfect's individual performance, right? It's like he got caught by Duro twice, and then the third time they just grouped and killed him. And the Ambessa, like we talked about at the very beginning of the game, like you talked about before the game even opened, it's like, is this Ambessa so important? Keep the paper down. In most cases.
That's a really good point. And theoretically as well, if you did crush paper enough, you could make it heavy enough to be a paperweight itself.
Yeah. Put up on the prompter is like paper with Wayne the Rock Johnson on top of it. And Keen on top of Wayne the Rock Johnson, and then it's like that's where Perfect is.
Yeah, watching him do arts and crafts. It's all right. Public execution comes through. Perfect actually getting involved for once as Keen will get a taste of Perfect's medicine. And it doesn't feel fantastic. That's BDD getting another kill for himself at the same time. But in the meantime, yeah, Chovy is also picking up an inner turret.
Canyon is going to catch Duckers.
Never mind.
Canyon's going to catch Duckers?
Oh, no. You were so good. You were so good. Okay. He's going to be spotted. It's fine.
Woo! Canyon's going to catch Duckers?
Okay, he is going to catch him. He thought that he was safe. Does flash out of the way, though, and now the rest of KT have made their way over. The curtains have been called as Canyon gets that bullet to the face.
Okay.
And Way misses a cannon, but that's fine. Last shot goes to bad things. Yeah, all bad things, but like mainly, like it's better than if it had have gone up.
Gold graph that flatlines is a good thing for the team that's behind.
Yeah, absolutely. As Artican is not often a good thing for the team that's behind, as Tangle Barb's just barely missing. That was actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they could do this because Chovy's about to have his Weaver's Wall back, and he can get here really quickly. I mean, Ruler almost has 2 items, he just hasn't transformed because he got it so fast. And they are looking to come over here for the contest, and it's going to take some real fancy angles from Perfect, I think, to win this fight. He's just not even committing in. Yeah, they're going to leave.
Splitter as Crashdown does get Way out of there. Chovy going to find the shove, though, and oh no, the Rel is just being caught out, and we'll just be eaten for breakfast. Keen coming on over trying to kill this ward. Perfect is just teleported in, but it's a 4v5. Realm Warp to try and get KT out of there. They do, all 4 of them make it to relative safety, take a phosphorus bomb, but this is just going to be them giving over the Artican. There's no good news.
The problem, I think the problem for KT in this moment is Duckdom will try to annoy them.
If this steal comes through, that would be funny.
It won't happen. But I think the problem for KT on the initial setup is if you don't... Yeah, I just don't...
This Otacon 4v5 was just a missed opportunity, but now Duro is taking a little bit of damage here. Wei coming on over with that Shattering Strike, but Shape Splitter is one heck of an ability, again, which is now up and available, and they do have control of the area. Duro trying to get himself out. The flash forward from BDD to try and lock him down. Public execution is enough to finish him off, and now Keen is in amongst it, and maybe that's the way he likes it. Down goes Wei, and now the cease and desist comes through. Cuz ain't tanking anything, as at least BDD gets one back on the back end of that play, but still, they're not taking a dragon off this one, and it is just BDD against the world.
He's going to get Weaver's walled in.
Here's the world, by the way.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of rocks.
And there you have it, BDD's first death of the game. Wallets are pretty heavy, and that's an extremely fed Gwen that you just fought into a choke point for. So it doesn't work out in the follow-up.
As well, if there is an overextension like this, especially when Keen is so fed. Like, look at this, there's 4 people.
And he has W, so he just missed and like takes not even like 10% of his health bar, it feels like.
Yeah, he was just like, I think I'm fine.
To hang out with our boy Pool Bay up there real quick. And
yeah. All right, there's the Seismic Shove. Perfect going to lose half of his health bar just from that alone. Deadly Flourish is going to be the answer here, though, as now Cuz is going to turn up. Pop Blossom going wide, does get the flash out as a cease and desist from Canyon. Looks almost suicidal, but Keen makes his way in, and BDD is getting cut down, but loads of flashes going to be utilized. The Talia has fallen, and Keen now frontlining, but no one else is there to help out. And KT! They just take both solo laners with no response from Gen.G.
On this buy, but it's a one-way ticket if he is going to steal. Gen.G have to somehow poke through this, but I think this is just gone.
Well, let's see whether they can actually get in there and make this one a 50-50, because Ruler's got a lot of poke. The turn is going to come through. The pillar is fantastic. Wei finding some CC. As now, Perfect trying to get himself out of there. Ruler is just doing so much damage. Wei is dead as an afterthought, and KT... Yeah, an optimistic Baron.
I actually thought the crash down the turn was really awkward, and then Chovy shows up. Like, if you're just a little bit faster before that Talia shows up, maybe you could do it, but like, of course, completely a wash here for Gen.G, and then Keen's like, all right, I did it once, I'll do it again. Not quite enough resistances this time. Yeah,
Gen.G, off the back of this, will be able to pick themselves up the Baron. And so, yeah, the good news for KT is swiftly eradicated. The Realm Warp there from BDD was actually so cute around this this last fight.
For them, they're kind of just going, well, we've got all 3 lanes pushing. The only way we lose this game is if we try to hard push a little bit too far like we did last time. And
still wanting to try and utilize this last 20 seconds. As Duro won't be finding anyone there with the Blooming Burst. As Gen.G will be able to get this wave, at least, to test KT.
Chovy does have a nice angle here.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall is just going to bring them all out of the way. Seismic Shove is going to go wide, but look at that turret. Well, I mean, you can't because it's gone in an instant. Blink of an eye, and it does go down. And they just take the... I mean, they're just going to take this inner turret because there's no one here.
I don't think they should commit Chovy's ult for it, but they don't have to. And so he's just going to walk over here with big 4th item.
Oh, Duro, he finds both carries even after the flash. Cease and desist comes in. Down goes Doctom immediately. The Nico is going to fall, and at least they get... No, they're not going to get beat. Oh, there it is. Down he goes. A double kill for Keen as Chovy's throwing rocks around. Perfect does have to flash. As BDD gets a Void Staff from the grave that he might be able to use in Game 2, because I think it's likely that this one is just over. Flash out from Cuz, and he just gets Phosphorus bombed to the face. That Infinity Edge is working real well here for Ruler as he finds a double kill. And Gen.G collect the ace, and they will win this game. And guys, it wasn't close.
It was not close, not even for a moment. There was like one hiccup on the top side, but otherwise start to finish. Cards. Like, he holds the ball's in his court when we set up 4 5v5s, and if Gen.G have prio, which, you know, look at the stats for that, it's pretty Gen.G favor. They usually
you might think that it's cope, but KT are doing things. Oh, never mind. Maybe this is not the things they wanted to be doing. Wait, is at least able to battle that.
Has a jungler that's going to slam somebody into a wall.
Yeah, Canyon is just going to throw a rock into this bottom lane. Decent little knock up there from Wei. It doesn't get stunned into the wall, as now Duro going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. That was not the dive that Gen.G were looking for, but they're still sticking around. They've held onto this wave, so they might be able to get another opportunity, but these health bars are not very high, and Wei is holding this wave just offside. Canyon just going to flash in, though, and there is first blood. Never mind.
All Canyon has to do...
just takes a little bit longer as Ruler almost died.
Oh,
the flash! Okay, does get the flash out from Ruler, but I think try to recall. This is not going to work. Cuz can make the wind become the lightning.
He doesn't have his ult either because he already used it. Try to clear the wave to get that recall. He's probably just going to have to walk out.
Yep, he is going to be able to do that.
He still has TP, though.
He misses a large wave because he's not teleporting back to this one unless he wants to die.
Sure, he's going to have to back and then TP bottom side.
Further behind or anything like that outside of losing some health bars. The CS numbers are doing all right. As Canyon's going to make his way over. Oh, never mind. It could just be doomed. As Wei not going to be... Oh, he actually waits out the Steadfast Presence, just barely survives.
Ruler set that up with his True Shot Barrage. Like, he was 2 steps ahead of, like, okay, I think I can get kill pressure here. It's just insane to watch. Duro gets on top of Wei, so he can't actually use his W to get out. He's forcing them back away. Drops the Ignite in desperation.
Well, Canyon is going to make his way in here. Does set up, but Duro does have the inside track. Dr. going to come on over. He actually blast coned his way in. There's the Impale, but Cuz still keeping himself relatively safe. The flash out there from Cuz as they go back in looking for Chovy. That is going to be the kill. It goes over to Wei, unfortunately, but they'll take it. They are going to even things out. Now the stun is going to connect, and the 1-2 punch here of the Xin Zhao Annie is going to work until they are evicted from the play. And Cuz just goes down. There's the knock-up as the answer might actually be here, and there it is. Feathers get pulled back. Wei might be dead, but BDD is just going to wander his way back in. No mana to speak of.
More playable after that scenario.
100%. And now Wei is going to try and get out of the way. Dom here could be in trouble, but that's going to be the snare. The quickness comes on through. The flash has to be employed to get Canyon out of trouble as the teleport in from BDD is looking for Ruler. Does manage to find him. True Shot Barrage just bit. Wow, Wei just didn't even flinch.
Yeah, Wei's like, I've seen a lot of True Shot.
I think
that was a really aggressive play that cost Canyon this flash. Right, Ruler doesn't have cleanse anymore.
Oh, we got a ward going into this brush. They spot all 4 members as the equalizer goes down. Goodbye, jungler. Thanks for the leash, says Gen.G, as Canyon very comfortably steals that away. The Ornhorn going to come down as he just turns his way out of it. Oh, no.
Barely get it. Looks like he just barely will. So that's money.
Yeah, a little bit more coming back. 250 going to be the
Chovy.
difference here. As Chovy could, I mean, he is in a lot of trouble. There's not a lot of justice in that punch. As the bear goes down, he taunts them all, and they're like, yes. And then they kill him.
And Chovy shows up now. Does have his ultimate, so skirmishing here is going to be really tricky. And Geen has a teleport TP.
No teleport for Perfect. You cannot fight this KT.
There's no way.
Yep, Duro is just going to send Cuz away. And that is a guaranteed take on the Rift Herald. KT still wanting to look for something here. I'm not sure about it as the equalizer goes down. And Wei able to use that quickness, getting himself out of the way as Dr. so incredibly close to dead, but will be able to keep himself alive. And the question I have is like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we fighting? Why are we doing this? The flash out from Cuz gets him to safety, but why does he need to get to safety? As Wei is almost dead, he gets out, but why? BDD flashes in! And I think I know why he was looking for a kill, but I just don't know whether he's going to be able to find it, as now they're able to back away. KT, we don't have to.
No. And, like,
all right,
Canyon is just going to make sure they don't try to defend this turret, but remember when I asked the question about who does BDD ult if they don't have any prio? Those, he didn't do anything.
BDD trying to be sneaky. It is going to get spotted out there by Keen. And Wei is just going to try and push Canyon out of here. More battling, as this time Perfect does have his teleport. Now we're actually fighting for an objective. And Gen.G are in the area. Duro with a beautiful angle. True Shot Barrage just means that Cuz and Wei are already so low. They do get the redemption, so this health bar isn't too much of a problem, but Wei is going to have to try and get himself out, and I just don't know whether it's going to happen. Gets a knock-up onto Canyon here, but no one's there to follow up.
Chovy the whole time is denying entry for Perfect. He's like, you can't get in here. I'm not going to allow it. Not going to let that Ornn actually Ornhorn this fight. And we have complete control on the bottom side. Chovy's like literally chasing him to the mid turret now. He's like, yo, you are not actually coming to this objective fight. KT, I'm going to deny you the fight you shouldn't have taken last time. This time you just cannot even get there. And that's the free dragon.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
And with no cross map, no return.
No.
Wei?
Yeah, he didn't even have ult, so it wasn't like he was going to set up for a huge play anyway, but equalizer goes down, and Gen.G looking to take that Drake and then move on and grab this turret. In the meantime, Chovy is in the top lane, taking the outer turret up there.
So it's Gen.G who gets the objective and the cross map, I see.
Yes. Gen.G is taking the objective and cross.
Teleporting now, he's teleporting far away.
Okay, he is going to teleport now, at least. As there's the knock-up onto Canyon, they want to be able to take down the jungler. He's so tanky. Still, he's able to deliver a gargoyle and flash away. Tibbers gets ulted on. True Shot Barrage this time is not going to find the mark. Neither does the equalizer really, although Doctom is so incredibly low. Chovy dives in, gets the Featherstorm out here as Doctom uses the barrier. Canyon, he manages to snipe him. Down goes the Lover's Duo. The Ornn is picked up, and it's an instant triple for Ruler, who is now 5
until Gen.G ended up getting too much control, and then a desperate Otacon now means KT just got nothing, and it looked so good until Canyon's Impale. Like, I'm kind of okay with the concept.
I do think it's probably still Duro.
We've talked about this a lot in the LCK. When you're behind against a team like Gen.G, you just have to go hide on bush and hope for the best.
I mean, it's Molten Edge time as well, so at least Doctom is doing a bunch of extra damage. BDD does take down Duro as they set the trap and look to take... Canyon's drifting has been so sick today.
He's the only Skarner player in our league right now, and so he is by default the best, but if everyone was playing Skarner and I watched this game, I'd be like, well, he's the best.
Yeah. Ruler is going to take down an
like, let's
get himself out of the way. As Canyon, I mean, it was a cool play, but I think maybe he heard us saying that he was like super cool and stuff, and then he does that thing where he goes a little bit too far.
I don't know, we just panned over and I watched Doctom with his ult get impaled, and I was like, that's a good play, but...
They are flashing in. Great quickness play there onto Keen as the equalizer is in a decent position. The gargoyle delivery is so good, and Keen picks up the first kill for not Ruler in this game, and Ruler is a bit angry about that, so he's going to grab another one for himself as what goes up must come down, and that equals another double here for Ruler. 7-0 here for this Ezreal, and now Wei is getting chased down. True Shot Barrage, if that connected, he was dead, but he is not.
Canyon gets an Impale, and it's like, oh my god, he got knocked off, but there's no follow-up, and they're like, okay, this is our Ian. There's no Impale anymore. They're out of position. We can force the time. And then if Doctom was there, I think 100% you smash that fight, but he just wasn't there in time.
Yeah. Well, he's here now. There you go. The Ram. All right. We get a Bellows Breath. There's a nice knock-up onto Ruler. I mean, nothing's really going to come of it as the Arcane Shift gets him out of that grand entrance because, the Impale's so good here from Canyon. Once again, Ruler gets his 8th. He's legendary. He already was. I mean, it's Ruler, but he's going to grab a 9th here on the back end. As Gen.G, I think they want to go home. I think they're kind of done with this one as they are looking for their first inhibitor of the game. Keen was in the bottom lane, by the way, guys, pushing this Baron wave towards this inhibitor, and they'll take 2 at the same time, which is kind of what they've been doing all game.
Yeah, that's really a great way to put it. Atlas says, okay, maybe we get one?
Nah, it's gargoyle delivery. That's what's going to come on through here as Chovy puts himself in position with a great Justice Punch. The Nexus, it belongs to Gen.G now as Ruler, bobbing for apples, takes down Doctom. BDD, the next one in trouble as they just destroy them on their fountain. And Gen.G, yeah, they'll make swift work of KT.
So, I mean, this is like, I feel like how we should have expected a draft like this to look for DNF into Dplus.
I would agree. I do think that there are so many clones. Minion wave, and there is no jungler to even see in sight. Lucid has just gone back to base. Let's see whether she can actually survive this. Has already got the exhaust down, and Goshik not going to be able to tank this for much longer. Dudu does connect the Harpoon, and they're going to go for round 2. She desperately trying to drink as much potion as possible. Fantastic flash, but still, the answering double kill, sort of, is going to come in for Shiu. If you actually want it to be the Grubs, though, how do you specify which one it is in the pit?
Maybe
this
it's
one
like
there, Shiu does hold on to the ulti. Same to be said for Dudu, as we have the needlework coming out, and almost actually killing him here, as Dudu says, well, you deserve an ult back. And Shiu says, all right, as the wave is going to dissipate. Oh man, Snip really starting to hurt. There's the exhaust down onto Dudu as he gets the flash
They're
out.
gonna win the race.
Yeah, so it is just straight up a race. It's not a base race, it's just a turret race. And even though grub advantage is going to be there for DNF, it will still be this outer turret falling on the bottom side, going over to DK.
So, I mean that Dudu had to go mid. You know, Showmaker denied some farm as like it was a late rotation over from Bulldog, and I mean, there was a lot of XP lost up there top side. The plate goal, like you mentioned, was split between 4 people. Dplus is going to get most of this wave here.
Big power spike, and he has started off this dragon. Beryl's going to move in. We'll get information, I believe.
This is a bit of an awkward spot. Like, Shiu is so far away, aiming is so far away, has to catch that mid wave. I think DNF should be able to get this. And if Dplus try to both clear that wave and fight here, I think it might be a mistake.
Teleport coming in. There is the Pop Blossom. It does connect as Lucid gets the Cyclone over Berserker and does manage to knock up Bulldog there as well. Lucid finally does go down, and some needlework is flying all over the place. Pyoshik is just going to be able to complete the heist, though. Takes down the Drake, and it's Hex Tech this game as well.
Boy, the high roll is there.
His aiming is down to 50%.
Yeah, there's no Weaver's Wall here. This is going to be really tricky unless Dplus can find a shove angle.
Shiu can teleport in, so that could be a big deal. Warrior Trickster does come through from Lucid. That keeps his health bar high, but they're not going to be taking this Rift Herald away.
They got the TP out of Dudu, and Shiu
Could be something Dplus can play around.
Surprising to see a play here topside right before Dragon, but they're going to look for it.
Yep, Pyoshik does go in. The exhaust down onto Dudu one more time. Let's see whether this needlework is going to help him out. The equalizer is placed down, and Shiu is destroyed. There is Feats of Warfare and Feats of Strength over to the DN Freecs. On a flank angle. Looking to make his way in. Rift Herald is going to be parked into the turret here. And now DK getting closed in on by the DN Freecs. Can they coordinate? Can they find the team fight that they're looking for? As Pyoshik, the heist is glorious! Just presses Smite and takes the second Drake for the DN Freecs.
That's mine, baby! That's a fantastic steal!
Somewhere
They're gonna drop it bottom. Like, this is our Drake. We got this at least, and the Pyoshik's like 52, by the way, I pressed that.
Yep. And also is just able to Vault Breaker out.
I mean, Pyoshik makes that play, and now all of the costs associated with that top play are gone, and they just get the gold from it as well. As
oh no, he walks back into the seismic shove, put the door in the wrong direction! Oh no, that was... You need a lot of schooling, and I don't think there was enough.
Well, maybe they can take the gold they got from that, put their quantum bank account.
She was in a bit of trouble. He missed so many of the needleworks, as Amy comes over and is able to at least answer and gives at least an extra bit of assist gold. So there's that. Oh, I've seen this play before.
Don't walk into this, please.
Lucid is just going to dive on top of him. He does put the door down in the right direction this time, but Berserker, he could be in trouble. The double flashes come in. Beryl reads him like a book, and down goes the Lucian.
And Aiming just got to kill top, and he's Sivir, and he pushes the wave in. Like,
maybe this is what KT were looking to do. Is all right, there's the engage from Pyoshik. He does push Aiming back, but he has a flash. And so he does get himself to relative safety. The exhaust not worrying him too much. And without their AD carry, you start get a whole lot better from here. Minute and a half on this next dragon. Thankfully for like that steal from Pyoshik is actually a huge deal. It may not be enough to save Quantum, as Lucid is looking to kill a Rumble in the jungle. Beryl almost just melts. But he lives his life, you know, at 150 health, you know? Lord Doms or anything like that here for the Sivir, because there's no tank, so he's just free to build an Infinity Edge and then just do so much damage in this next fight, as Berserker looks for Beryl, who is just dead, guys. But now the fight is going to break out in earnest. The Cyclone's coming in, down goes Berserker, and that is not a fair trade for the DN Freecs, as the equalizer was not real.
So messy.
Is this double dragon now?
No, it's double dragon's only first two. This is just a 2-2 dragon. Berserker goes in here, and then Lucid finds the angle. You can't play like this around Wukong, or you will be punished, right? They just didn't have enough information to look for a play like that. Beryl is actually correctly like a lot of control anymore.
Oh, shoot, does.
I thought he saw that.
He did definitely see that. I think maybe he likes the fight, but he probably doesn't actually. As, let's see, there he goes. Oh, able to dash, so keeps himself alive for a little bit longer, but is still dead. Lucid now trying to come down, but they're not going to get there in time. And
but also there wasn't really an angle there. They did not overextend. See if you can win 1v1.
Let's see, because yeah, this is actually an honest one, but the needlework now on cooldown as DN Freecs looking for an angle. Pop Blossom's going to pick up two of them though, as now Bulldog could be also, no. Never mind, not isolated, because Showmaker jumps off a little bit late and isn't able to land the shove. So the DN Freecs just once again kill Beryl. She was able to push Dudu away.
Yeah, Dudu decided to TP for the fight and didn't even have to equalize, but that means his turret's going to go down, so that's a win for Shiu, who wanted that gold very badly, but now I've seen this one before.
Yeah, I know.
Shiu, I think he knows as well again.
I know this movie. We have seen this one as, all right, well, he's out. Yeah.
Into the death realm, yeah.
Out into the death realm. Yeah, so saying he's out is not it. He was
If
out.
they're bold, they can actually pull the trigger. Oh,
Speaking of bold, that is a great ward here from Beryl. He could smell it. He's ex-jungler. Not going to be catching him out. But Pop Blossom going to find 3 here as Beryl also connects a fantastic snare. Oh my goodness, they killed him that one time, but then they all just fall. Pureshit caught by the seismic shove. They will take down Lucid, but Showmaker taking matters into his own hands, getting a bunch of flashes, but now sets up the wall and finds the rumble. Nothing Bulldog can do. The flash forward from aiming and the cleanup from DK is swift and decisive.
That's the kind of play come through. An insane, swift punish that's decisive from Showmaker. This is here to try to survive. Showmaker will match, and they get routed. They get Baron, and they get the Dragon here as well. Dplus, Soul Point. Now they're going to contest.
Yeah, it is not quite a Dragon.
I thought they got the Dragon, actually, but they
have not. Lucid is still able to get over here. It's going to be a 50-50, and never mind, it's actually not because they couldn't get into the pit. Lucid is going to have an exhausted clone as Shiu gets in amongst 5 people and is dead.
I think we're going to have to run that replay back. I think we're going to have to go a little bit before when we jump
Keep their side lanes in order and not in for the next 2.5 minutes.
I mean, they want to engage.
Win another flip.
They want to engage, I think, because they're scared of the scaling Sivir, but I don't know if this is the angle.
Well, there's a Pop Blossom. It's going to connect onto 2, but it's the 2 tanky ones, and there's the cease and desist from Goshik. But oh my god, he gets shredded in an instant as the Cyclone is doing so much work from Lucid. Down goes Berserker. It's exactly the target they're looking for, and aiming will be able to chase down Dudu. Lucid is dead once again. He's kind of been doing that a fair bit, and now aiming with the passive is easily able to run the Rumble down. Speaking of running people down, there's some revenge here for Shiu towards the top side. And TK, maybe it's not about waiting for a dragon to come up. Maybe it's about a little bit more than that as, oh god, the ring around the rosy is going to come on through. As Shiu, he will be able to at least follow Pureshit over this wall. There's the dash in, Weaver's wall just to stop all the funny business from happening, all the way to join in with the funny business.
This is actually significant that Pureshit buys this time because...
Yeah, he might actually just be able to get out.
They saved this bottom inhibitor because of it.
Yeah, well, that's a great sidestep there from aiming. As did, of course, still have the GA, but that was just...
Like, the Baron might not necessarily matter. Showmaker also has TP.
Yep. Shiu is just going to come and take this inhibitor turret. Nothing that they can really do about that one as Beryl's moved on over as a fake...
we learned.
I mean, technically, the arm guard, that resets.
Yeah. Lucid is being engaged on. He is a Wukong.
That is fantastic charm to come on through there as Beryl finds himself a Pop Blossom. Aiming's amongst it, but I don't know whether he really wants to be. The spell shield's decent. And Lucid is going to find himself on the floor.
Each here, Dudu sitting on his equalizer, he's just going to play passively. As long as he doesn't get caught, he can get a ton of value here. You're going to see a TP from Bulldog, but that's going to buy some space here for Dplus.
Oh, their health bars are going down pretty low. Tanking this Baron has looked like a bit of a difficulty as now Pureshit gets on top of Beryl. He wants to get back. Okay, they are just going to back away. As Bulldog, that teleport was insanity, but he does manage to get the kill onto Beryl. A little bit of a mistime there on the seismic shove, but I don't know, man.
That was let's go back to that.
Okay. Well,
equalizer's still up for Dudu.
They have some information as this is going down very low. Pureshit is just going to get thrown out, but he manages to get the ulti off. He's inside the pit. Can they kill him in time? No, they can't! Once again, the Thief is going to be able to do it. The flash away from aiming, though, and these shurikens hurt so much! It's almost an ace. There is at least a Baron or 2 left alive. Yeah, Berserker and Dudu, they've got one. Okay, Dudu's is short-lived. He does do some sidestepping, but it's not quite enough. Look at the tankiness of this Showmaker right here. Truly immortal smite button, man. It does extra damage.
But he also has an equalizer. The rest of the team is zoned away here. This is a very risky call from the side. I mean, like... It's funny that the Berserker's the one who has the Baron bombs. Pureshit's just going to face check.
Okay, Weaver's wall is going to mean that he can't get out and he's just dead. Pureshit giveth, Pureshit taketh away. As he is.
This game had quite a few near climaxes, didn't it?
It did. It was on the edge, but it didn't quite reach greatness. As DK, they may not even need it.
I don't know what else to tell you guys, but Goshik, like, if you look back at it, I don't know if we will. Look at all the vision that's still there, by the way. I was going to say,
you just didn't have a way to use it. get himself to safety as Pioshik, once again, just going to walk in and press R. Pop Blossom is going to be the answer, though, as Pioshik is dead once again. This time he takes Quantum with him, and Bulldog has to ult to get himself out of the wall. It was beautifully placed there by Showmaker, and now Berserker, he needs to throw the culling out in every direction. He needs to transform into Samira, as there is the shove to collect him as he's coming back up again. That Guardian Angel just not really doing anything. And the DN Freecs, man, they made this competitive for so long. As she turns up, goes golden,
can we go
dashes away.
Can we go 8?
Well, actually, I think that Shiu might actually finally find himself an angle, and there it is. Gets the solo kill onto Bulldog as the game is well and truly over. Showmaker just, surprise Teemo. No surprise here at all, I don't think, here for DK at the end, but they had to work for it here in this game. Look at
so much value, the knockups.
Like, the amount of disengage is insane, man.
Finally, a team is willing to lock it in. Beryl has hovered it in these types of situations so many times. This is one of those picks we talk about in these Aurora that, he is Aurora, that he is looking to gank here. Still a potential opportunity.
Does get the information, but there are the dashes from Dudu. Gets on top of Shiu. Can he actually get himself out of the way of this one? What? Okay.
Well, that wasn't the flash direction that was going to save him, but if he was going to...
So not end of the world.
Well, now they can swap the lanes to where they wanted them to be with this top side Galio. Put Bulldog into the Aurora matchup.
Yep.
And, it's been a pretty good series for Pioshik, I gotta say. We were joking about the one fan who was like, no, Pioshik...
Between both of these teams, but a 400 gold lead is going to be represented by the DN Freecs, largely because of that first blood going over to Dudu. As Beryl has found a few of these decent tornadoes, but right now you can see Aiming taking a lot of damage. Actually gets lit on fire just for fun here by Quantum.
Yeah, Quantum's got unsealed, so low cost to just drop that and guarantee the lead.
Public Execution is going to connect onto Showmaker, who tries to boop Dudu back, but the turret is not going to be there in time. My God, this All right, it is definitely a pretty aggressive one. There is no flash available as DK are going to get charmed up momentarily. There's a heroic entrance. Lucid is the one that gets knocked up with that one as he does use the subjugate finally. Flashes away, will be able to get that health bar back, but Berserker follows him and he's able to lock down that kill. Decent tornado there, but Beryl, I don't think he's getting out of this one. As between worlds goes Shiu, but doesn't really find very much value for it. The flash, the desperation, but they do manage to get the kill onto their Zyres. Over the wall they go. Dudu now diving back in, and the solo kill in the bottom lane is so nice, but now Aiming is just auto-attacking them down, and he picks up a triple DNF! Guys, it was fine. Yeah, it was okay.
When they saw the double time, they were going to stay, and oh boy,
he's just dead. Well, he does try to get out, but he's not going to work. And that is just Pioshik finding the
spacing with this champ. Dudu flashes, gets on top, gets the last hit.
Oh, and there it is again.
Oh man, look at that player cam. You saw mini barrier.
Yep.
This is just a dragon, looks like here. I don't know if they can fight this. Bulldog is unseen.
Yeah, there's the Justice Punch onto Shiu. Still going to get taunted up. Does eat some honey fruit as out goes Pioshik, and Lucid says, all right, well, I think I might be the one taking this dragon. DNF is still having to deal with Aiming just being the most annoying little toboggan rider ever. Look at this damage with the Trinity Force. Berserker is not going to be fighting this, but it is enough to get DK off this dragon, and Bulldog picks up the aggro once again.
This is really greedy here for DNF. They need to be decisive, and they are certainly not.
Yeah, that is an exhaust down onto Quantum. The dragon is going to be secured this time as Lucid. Okay, that's what he did. He went into the practice tool, and he just practice smites.
Yeah, I was going to say, rare miss from Pioshik on this one. 93, I think, was the number at the end. Well, what's so surprising about that exchange on the initial part was Pioshik was there on Dragon. They had
in his play style where he just goes real crazy.
He is in a really nice spot in this game and just continue to try to leverage those advantages.
Oh god, okay. Shock Blast is going to push Berserker out of this lane as in goes Pioshik, but he immediately gets knocked up. The Janner is being so frustrating as there is Quantum making his way in, but the tower does go down. They do take out the Trundle as Bulldog just gets booped back. Great flash to get out of the way of Dudu. That could have been 3 dead because this Ambassador is so big. The hammer does come down once again. Great knock-up from Beryl. But DK, you do not want to fight this Ambassador. Now has the largest gold lead in the game. Dudu is still a huge problem, as Berserker just going to get smashed here by Lucid. Taken down to 50% health, does have to use the flash, and so no Featherstorm, no flash, no ghost. This Xayah is pretty vulnerable as we look towards this Rift Herald, which is coming up very, very soon.
Quantum now the target here. May have to flash.
There is no one to battle dance to either, as the Zephyr does come through there from Beryl. Does literally nothing at all outside of a small amount of slow, so not literally nothing at all. Is generally pretty good with it, but Janet can just be so annoying with just how fast she gets. And that is something that they should be able to leverage if they can get a couple of these dragons. Already one of them has been started up at DN Freecs. Not going to give this one up without a fight.
Showmaker going to miss that shot blast with the acceleration gate, and they don't have great engage here, to be honest. Like Dplus, they're going to have to try to close the gap here. Their Aurora is so far away.
They're looking to walk their way in. Bulldog is just checking these flanks.
Dudu's angle is really good.
Flag and Drag doesn't get the knock up there onto Lucid, as that pillar position is pretty good. And now we're going to look for the 50-50. It's stolen there by Lucid. The boot back is fantastic, as we can see, but Lucid is in amongst it. He does have the subjugate, though, and it keeps him alive for so incredibly long. As Showmaker even surviving in that backline after distracting them for so long. These knockups from the Janna are the most frustrating thing in the universe. Oh my goodness, it's monsoon season here for DK, and they love it.
That was a great close the gap, and then DNF didn't know which target to go on. They ultimately decided Lucid was the target, but he had Subjugate. He was so tanky, he survived long enough. They swapped targets, but it's just too late, and Dplus get a huge team fight win.
Monsoon, and he only sort of pressed it for a few moments. What's going to happen when they try and engage on them, and then he presses Monsoon when there's a Spirit Visage Trundle in the middle of the fight? He's not going to have it for the next little while, because it's not what he's building next. Is now Shu might just be dead.
Yeah, Shu does not have a Spirit
Dash Cannon comes in, the flash is going to come out. Not going to risk that one.
Yeah, it's all a bait. It's all a bait.
Aiming is flanking. Okay, let's see whether Bulldog is going to die here, as Aiming is flashing after him. He's a madman! There's the rocket, and he just kills him!
All right, now DNF need to get something on the cross map here, otherwise it's just a massive free one.
Yeah, I think he was definitely dead, as Aiming is even going to be the one that grabs a little bit of extra gold.
Gold King, baby!
Yeah, I think he might be getting it this week. As, all right, Pioshik going to get the trophy treatment, as he does flag drag, but the burn is still going to come on through. There was even a rocket following him. Subjugate going to be enough to finish him off. And DK, all of a sudden, this game, like the tempo vibes have just gotten stuck, right? They were all over the place. We were skipping. It's like you're driving down like a really long time, and you're like, oh, he's a Barbie. Good. Instead of actually it working.
Yeah. And the Showmaker's just staying on this flank angle. They're going to try to collapse on him, but he knows.
Yeah, Grand Entrance. Ooh, that shock blast could have really made things impossible. As Pioshik,
where are you going?
Well, to the Death Chamber, Wolf. That's where he's going. Like, Bulldog is going to get a big old taunt. Down goes Showmaker. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, but the smite is still here for DK.
I mean, that's a Corki that has cleanse. I don't think you can go back in on this.
But also, like, engage onto, he's got Monsoon. So, like, there's no way for them to really do anything, even if Dudu is able to find an angle. Oh, wait, maybe now, because they are nowhere near him. There is a public execution. Aiming just gets the Eye of the Storm. And the knock-up is not going to connect. He does get slowed down by the Zephyr, and the Phosphorus Bomb doesn't connect. But, man, like, it just feels like...
Don't get pillared there.
Well, I mean, that's a good point, but that's a different story. I like the fact that they at least had a plan, you know?
Yeah.
My cup's half full on this one. As there's another taunt. It's going to connect onto Shiu, who might need to drift in between the worlds, and he does. Gets himself out of the way. But now it is a 4,000 gold lead. There are bounties on the map.
And, I mean, Aiming has 6 kills, and he has 3 items. And he has both of his summoners now.
This Corki is very large. Look at Lucid. Just walks towards them. And there is not a whole lot of counters to the whole situation. There's the knock-up as they look for Aiming. Monsoon says no. Quantum is going to be able to catch back up to him, but somehow the Ambassador is already dead. The 2 strongest members have been taken down, and maybe actually I was wrong. Maybe, in fact, Lucid is the strongest member on this team, because this Trundle has taken his tribute, and he might be taking it to the Baron Pit.
You got Aiming this time. You got him this time. Unfortunately for Aiming's KDA, it's got a 1 in the middle as Pioshik
Okay.
He does not have flash, but maybe he could get a cone. Maybe he gets another flag in there. I don't think so.
I don't know whether Shiu survives if he tries to go for this one, as Beryl is just being annoying. He's like, "Hey, Pyoshik, how you doing? How's your world's medal doing from 2022? How you feeling, buddy?" And Pyoshik is just going to leave. Baron is going to be secured, and yeah. Not this time, DN Freecs is
I don't know what else to tell you guys. DNF had some nice solo lane leads, but it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yep. And look, I actually think that it's not an aiming vote. And I'm going to say this with zero bias, obviously.
Sure.
But it's Beryl.
I mean, I knew what you were going to say, yeah. And I knew there was no bias attached.
No. It's no bias. He has the genius Janna pick. He plays it beautifully. His Nico is hitting multi-man ults every time.
All right, maybe they get Showmaker, question mark?
Yeah, there we go.
He has no flash?
Probably not going to get POM, not for this one. Although, Pyoshik almost just dead, as they'll trade Showmaker for an inhibitor in the mid lane. But honestly, for DNF, any way to get a bit more...
And it's his 4th death of the game, but I don't know if him 5 times will fix this, and they're going to need a little bit more than that, as here comes a TP.
All right, public execution onto the Trundle. Let's see whether they can actually kill him, as Between Worlds goes out the Monsoon to try and keep him alive. The taunt does come on through, as Shiu will be the first one to fall. The flash out from Lucid, the triple knock-up from these tornadoes as a teleport to come in from a respawning Showmaker. Will push back the DN Freecs. There are 5 members. Berserker is pretty high health, but the shock blasts are now raining down. The knock-up almost not going to really work out, though, as the Justice Punch is going to work.
They have to be so careful. If anyone
Why
dies...
is Beryl just in melee range, but they're not doing anything about it?
They don't like
Janna is just that annoying.
They only go for Trundle or Corki.
Yeah, and honestly, the Corki idea, I like that one. I think kill and aiming is going to be a... Oh, God, okay. Showmaker is supposed to be like, what is he, 1 and 4? He's not supposed to be very strong. Why are these shock blasts hurting so much?
He has a lot of items.
Yeah.
So he has deaths.
It is a worrying sign. It's okay. There is it's a nice little trophy there, Lucid. Ultimately, not really anything going to come of it. It's all Between Worlds from Shiu. He's making up for that horrible early game as he bounces around the circle, finds a gorgeous angle in the end. A double kill for aiming will be the result. And now he slows down Berserker. Showmaker chasing after him like Jaws, lurking in the ocean. He wants to kill Quantum because he knew the rest of his team was coming. And there it goes. It's a double off the back of it for aiming. And I've seen this movie before. Lucid, you can't get over that wall. You don't have flash.
Yeah, this time, though, the base is still going to die.
Wait. Oh, no, we're doing it again. Do you remember this game?
Oh, yeah.
The Nidalee versus Udyr situation?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to deny it this time because the next is going to go down as DK at 2-0 over DNF. The first game, it was a close back and forth. This one, though he had the CD skipping a little bit, finally we bought it.